Hey, anything Spider-Man Miller.
What do you want?
Aren't you ready? We gotta get the review out on this. Also, have you seen my flannel anywhere?
Yeah, it's on the kennel over there.
Thank you. Um, this isn't the flannel I use.
Well, it's the only one that was available in the wash. Sorry.
Well, dude, why are you so mad?
I was supposed to be on vacation. I was supposed to have a nice, relaxing vacation, but you made me come back a week early. That wasn't very fun. I was gonna have some time, spend it to myself, sit on the beach, and that's why I have the Hawaiian shirt, and now I'm back here doing your work.
Is this also about your paycheck?
Yeah, a little bit. I am a little mad about that.
Well, I don't make much money. It's why I pay you $1 an hour. Look, what if I up it to 2? Will you agree to come back?
Fine. Let me just get this video done real quick.
Okay, good. Let's get to work right away.
But you just said I could.
Well, we've got no time to waste. I've been wood dogging on this one for a few weeks. Let's go.
Yes, sir. What up, dude, bro? Spider Miller. Today I'm looking at the Adventure Force Maxim Pro, a semi automatic mag fed blaster with pretty good performance. Let's get into it. Included with the Maxim Pro is the blaster itself, sights, stock, darts, and safety glasses, and mag. External overview, starting up at the front, there's no in-strike barrel lug. This is, of course, a dart zone blaster after all. However, this is designed very weird to the point where you cannot put a scar barrel in it, so you're just going to have to hope that the darts you pick are pretty accurate. We'll go over that a little bit. Up above, we do have a long Picatinny style rail affixed. I do have the included sights. These can be adjusted however you want, or just completely removed if you don't like them. And you could also throw sorry about that, we'll also go over that in my opinion. Throw a scope bell in there if you wanted to. Down below, we do have the magazine. To remove the magazine, you strike the flappy paddle right here. It's a little far away for me to reach with my middle finger to the point where it's hard to gravity drop it, but it's very smooth to do it two-handed. And to the magazine itself, the included magazine is a 12-round curved magazine. Get it for the curved? But the blaster is compatible with Talon mags. I really recommend those over just the standard Dart Zone mags. It's of course compatible with those, but I really recommend Talon mags if you're really wanting to use this as a primary. And then back behind, we do have the battery door. To get to the batteries, you remove this door and you install 8 AA batteries. However, there's a secret compartment in this to where you're able to take out an included screw and take out the included battery door which reveals an XT30 connector, I believe. So you can slap the lithium ion battery from the Venom Pro or a light bulb battery in here. However, that does cause a few issues with the micro switch burning out, which we will also go over. And then back behind, we do have a included stock. To remove the stock, you just push these down and it reveals an in-strike stock attachment point. So if you want to get your favorite Nerf stock and throw it on this blaster, you totally can, but keep in mind, because of the included sling mount up here, it is going to be a little difficult to put some stocks on because it's so low that it'll actually interfere with the stock attachment point getting on there. You probably won't have to worry about that because the included stock is actually really cool. So it is a design similar to the Thunderbolt, to where it is a M4 buffer tube, believe it or not. And the included stock that comes with it is a little short, but when it's on the buffer tube, it actually makes up for that length pretty well. It's actually a really well-length stock. The stock is probably my favorite part of this whole entire blaster. Now down to the trigger. The trigger pull is a very smooth, is a mechanically operated semi-automatic system. Think Strife, but Pro. Get it? Because it's Pro. Somehow Dart Zone always manages to master the smoothness of the trigger. Like, the trigger itself is very smooth. I don't know how to describe it because they seem to always manage to do the triggers right. But now getting down to the grip. The grip overall is very comfy. It's a comfortable design. However, what ruins it for me is the included rev switch on the back, which now let's get to the rev switch. The rev switch on this blaster is designed like a backstrap safety off of a 1911. And as you see, it's a little uncomfortable because they designed it to be a perfect rev trigger almost, to where it feels amazing. However, you have to keep in mind how you have your hand, because if you squeeze it too hard, you're going to accidentally rev it. And this is my biggest gripe about the blaster. I don't like this rev trigger design, but overall the grip is very comfy. And then on the bottom, we do have a safety. When it is protruding on this side, I cannot pull anything. I can't rev anything. Push this down, and I can rev. So that is an external overview of the Dart Zone or Adventure Force Maxim Pro. Now let's show you this thing firing. Starting off with the included ember darts, the included mag. Going faster. Of course, you can't have a strike and not tactically include finger pick. Oh, that sounds so cool. Well, firing the Maxim Pro is really fun because it essentially is just like another pro version of a Strife. I put this thing over my chronograph with ember darts. I was getting an average of exactly 150 feet per second, which is about a little over what they advertise, but they always advertise 125 because they usually mean higher. But then I also put ruby darts over the chronograph, and I was getting an average of about 135 feet per second, which is a little low. But again, with ember darts, this is a lot more consistent. But ruby darts, they are some of the most inconsistent darts I've ever seen, and I used to like those things. Now I don't. But that is all the objective information I can provide on this blaster. None of my personal opinion. Overall, the blaster does as advertised, and I'm mightily satisfied with it. It's a very well performer, it's very fun to use, and it works really well. It's a fun blaster. However, I do have a few complaints. You know me, every product reviewer has to have complaints. If we don't, we're not doing our job. The rev switch is my biggest complaint on this blaster. It's one of the most uncomfortable rev switches I've ever used because, as you see, when I hold this, I have to hold my thumb out because if my thumb goes any more in, it starts to rev it. And that personally is a little annoying because you have to be very cautious of how your hand is on here. Next, the fact that you can't really put a scar barrel in this because, as you saw in the firing demo, those darts weren't exactly the most accurate thing. And I was kind of a little surprised by that, but you saw it for yourselves, so that's also a pretty disappointment. I've heard one person complain about the sights. They're okay sights. There's not really anything too special about them, but they're okay. But now the biggest deal breaker for me and for most people, this thing's switch burns out a lot. So if we don't know what I am talking about, so it is the micro switch inside here, specifically in the rev trigger design. The Mark III had this very similar issue. It burns out. It doesn't just burn out on a lipo, it burns out on double A's. That's not good. That's unacceptable, especially at the Dart Zone. I already went through the crap with Nerf Pro with their freaking disaster of a line, with the fact that they were shipped out to people, and the thing is, most of them work and most of them don't. The same thing with this one. A lot of people are experiencing burnout. You want to have proof? Go talk to my buddy Tess, because Tess is burned out. A few other people I know of. I don't know of a whole lot more. And again, the blaster is fun. It does very well as advertised when it doesn't burn out. I'm sorry a little bit for the anger, but it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for a product like this to get shipped out, said, oh, it works just fine, and so many people report a burnout of this blaster. And if you are experiencing a burnout, please put that in the comments down below. But it's unacceptable, and again, if the switch was fixed, this blaster would be amazing. However, it's because of those issues, and it's because of that inconsistency with making sure that the blaster should be ready to go before it ever gets put out on store shelves, that unfortunately drops this thing low. So now, again, to the question to buy or not to buy. If you are a performance gain nerfer, I recommend the Strife X over this. I never thought I would do the Strifex. It's the new flannel. It's making me a new person. But the Strifex is something that is a lot better than this. It has better shell quality, and it performs better, and you don't have to worry about it not burning out. This, unfortunately, burns out a lot. It burned out on tests. It burned out on a lot of people. I haven't experienced it yet, but I'm worried I might. So unfortunately, I can't really recommend this without one purchase of a micro switch. However, if you are a person who is a modder and can fix this stuff, yeah, definitely consider this blaster. It's a good blaster on the shelf, and if the micro switch didn't burn out, this would be an awesome blaster to have. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, Dude Bros. Much love, blast on, and stay technical.